What's going on, y'all? It's Cool Colas here, and I got another cool video to show y'all. So, the topic that I want to talk about in this video specifically is a little bit different than the topic of writing or something related to my brand or anything like that, but something that I feel is important to talk about, and I think could be helpful to create more people who are like me. Because let's be real, I'm a dope person, and I want to see other people come into fruition of their own dopeness as well too. So, I'm just speaking honestly here. I feel that one thing that is not really talked about that other black creatives need to really talk about, and is a huge issue in our community. It's an issue all over, but it's the issue in our community, and that's what really needs to be emphasized here, is this idea that children are creative and they're self-aware, but it gets taken from them. So maybe the issue is that they were once self-aware, but someone told them how not to be. So let's kind of dive into that a little bit here. So when a lot of children are growing up and and being taught by their adults, I said by their adults, by their parents, and they're being taught just how to function, how to move, how to exist in the world in a way that is functional. I think a lot of them get told about this idea of reality and what exists in their world and what their world is going to look like. And they don't necessarily introduce to them this idea of possibility. I think a lot of parents and other guardians and guides, which this also includes teachers, this also includes grandparents, this includes aunties and uncles. I think a lot of them tend to live vicariously through their children because of their own insecurities and own things that they, go through themselves and haven't been able to accomplish in their own youth. I think they live through children a lot of times, and I think that a lot of children have like an idea in their mind of what they want to do. So here's the reason why this is a problem. It's a problem because I think the idea of reality is made to seem like it's objective when really it's actually subjective. And the reason why that's equivalent to the desire of the child is because what they feel is going to be best for them to that adult or guardian or parent or whoever, that's also subjective to them. So it's not really different. The only thing that I would say though is that if a child has in their mind what they want to do, where they want to be, and how they want to grow, or at least the direction that they want to grow in, then for them that is their actual reality. Now the best thing that you can do is to encourage how that you can help them make that happen. Of course, with certain things being said, like as far as like certain truths and being honest about things that, or what certain things will require, I guess is what I'm getting at. I think that what children need to be encouraged to do is to be able to be themselves. So a lot of things contribute to their inability to be themselves, right? It's a parent living vicariously through the child, but it's also this idea that they go to an indoctrination school. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again because it is not a damn education system. When black children go to school, they are not going into it like in any type of system that's educating them for real. They're indoctrinating them, but they're not really educating them. And here's the reason why. Because they're teaching them the things that they want them to know so that they can become obedient. Then they can grow up and they can go work for some white person at their job who probably don't even like them, most likely just doesn't straight up like them. And then their creative talents and the things that they like to do creatively and the things that they like to do when they were young take a back seat, like there's some type of like frivolous hobby that won't really get them anywhere in the real world. I think that children should be encouraged to showcase the things, and they should be able to have their growth encouraged. Like when I say showcase things, I mean like their creative talents. I feel that a lot of children, they grow up, they go to school, they're being taught about things that don't matter. Like, I'm just going to give you an example, and I don't care how anybody feels about this, but like geometry, like it's a totally useless subject. I mean, you could tell somebody there's a square, there's a shape, there's a diamond, whatever. But then the whole measure this angle at 60 degrees thing, that's ridiculous. Like, those are things that, like, children are being taught. But let's just talk about black children for a minute. Black children don't get taught a lot of other things, like their own history. The only thing that they're told in books are that they were slaves. And their people were slaves, at least. And so they're not taught that their ancestors were kings and queens. They're not taught about other means of spirituality that African peoples knew and practiced back then. They're taught every other history, though. They're taught about Asian history and German history and other forms of European history and things like that. They're taught about things like that, but they're not really taught about their own people from a positive standpoint. It's always like some type of trauma bond, even from out the womb. They're not taught about the things that matter and that are important, like, you know, the importance of creative endeavors, or the importance of self-awareness, or the ability to be able to grow and create their own food, or the ability to like handle their finances in a proper way. Again, I don't want to get too deep into education because I feel like, or indoctrination, I feel like I'm getting a little too far into that, but I just wanted to make the point that I feel that the wrong things are being taught to children who already are pretty much aware. Think about it. Children are the most honest people that you probably will ever encounter, right? Right? So the idea there is that they already kind of have an idea of the way that they view the world and see the world. Now, they're obviously going to continue to grow and their minds are still developing, so that's without a question. But the idea of what I'm getting at is they're not really getting the true opportunity to be able to like manifest the things that they already believe in, and that they have been able to come into like fruition of. I also get tired of this like absolute talk. Like, so a child, while they're growing too, they may change their mind. And, you know, as a parent or as somebody who claims to support and want to encourage the proper development of that child, then you would be able to support those changes as well too. What I mean by the absolute talk is we get caught up in this, oh, well, this is like they're never going to survive in life if they don't do this, if they don't do that. That's like talking to absolute, like you know it's going to happen. Like you know something is going to go down because you're aware of how things may have went down for you or somebody who you knew. I mean, it's been proven many times in this world, for example, that there's people who have like these really advanced degrees but are in so much debt that they basically don't even want to live. But then you got people like I'm just going to give you an example, Floyd Mayweather, who has an 8th grade education, right? And up to an 8th grade education, as far as I understood. If I'm wrong, correct me, that's fine. But like, he, you know, was able to hone his boxing talent, and he was self-aware. He knew that was his thing, his shtick, and he was able to stick to that, and he's got tons of money. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that people need to let go of this idea that objectivity is the reason why children should be disciplined and children should become obedient, when the true thing to really understand here is that children should be able to be not only self-aware, but they should have the things that they love, that they cherish, and that they value to be respected, and to, again, just be encouraged, like just the growth of it all. So it's really important for black children, especially because there's so much division within our people. And I think that as important as individualism is, from a self-awareness standpoint and from a standpoint of the things that they like to do, I think it's definitely discouraging from a place of having this like me mentality, this idea that they can't grow and flourish and understand how like this talent that they're honing or that they are specializing in can be a benefit to their community as much as it can be a benefit to them specifically. There's this idea of they have to do things for themselves and then maybe the family they might have one day, without realizing the importance is the growth of our entire race. So again, I'm making this video because I think that there are a lot of creative black children out there who have artistic talents, who have talents in writing, who have talents in, like, you know, a lot of other things, just like they're talented from a like cartoony standpoint. There's a lot of different like things out there, and I think they get that zapped out of them because parents just simply have these expectations that they have to have something that's going to be able to make them money, make them a living, have them have a good job, have them have a good house, and then they can be able to live in the same system as everybody else who is doing all the same things and talks using the same lingo and has the same beliefs over and over again. I don't know. I just think that a self-aware child and a creative child has endless possibilities. I think that we should do everything we can to not discourage the endless possibilities that a child can create. And I think that when we start believing in the importance of encouraging those things in children is when we can finally make a better world, in my personal opinion. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that subject matter and how I felt about it. I just think it's important sometimes as like a creator to kind of step out your zone and just figure out how you can be a voice to people who look like you, who necessarily haven't had the ability to express things in the same way that you do. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you share this video. I hope that you show other people why what I'm saying is so important and so effective. And I hope you tune in to more that I have to offer. Anyways, I hope you all have a good night, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.